It was nice to have someone to understand me. Through most of the day, I defaulted to Tagalog out of embarrassment. But nobody could understand me, so I never spoke at all.
Apparently Dad went through the same thing.
He barely spoke English. He barely spoke it at the office except when he needed to ask his coworkers about some numbers.
He was almost catatonic at work, but at home?
Honey, guess what happened at the office today? The boss was sitting at the chair during the meeting, lecturing us. Lie, children. He was talking about the importance of hard work and not being lazy asses. When his fat ass broke wheels from the chair, you should have seen it. As much as he loves to eat, I'm sure he didn't enjoy eating the floor.
For this part, let's take it up again. Let's take it from he would barely spoke in English, and then where it says as father, kind of like
Okay.
act as this was him.
Okay.
You're pretending.
Yeah. I read that after, and I was like, crap,
Yeah.
I can't Are you starting or am I starting?
Let's start from he barely spoke English.
Okay. He barely spoke English. He barely spoke at the office except when he needed to ask his coworkers about some numbers.
He was almost catatonic at work, but at home?
Honey, guess what happened at the office today? The boss was sitting on his chair during a meeting, lecturing us, lie children. He was talking about the importance of hard work and not being lazy asses when his fat ass broke the wheels of his chair. You should have seen it. As much as he loves to eat, I'm sure he enjoyed eating the floor.
Right.
Dad had mom, and I had you.
Right.
If it weren't for you, I think I would have been completely lost.
Forever alone.
I don't get it.
Never mind. I'm your sister. I had always been there for you, to make sense of this place, to make it feel welcoming, like home. I'm sorry it took a while for me to realize that.
No worries. We did end up spending a lot of time with each other, didn't we?
Yeah, we talked about some pretty interesting things, like books,
Movies,
existentialism,
philosophy.
politics.
No.
Cute guys?
God, yes. But only talk about them.
Right! Oh, and music.
Do you remember that one day we spent lunch at the auditorium?
Yes, I remember.
They left a beautiful piano on stage.
Was it a Baldwin?
I don't remember. I think it was a Steinway.
No. A Bosendorfer. 9 feet long.
93 keys.
Sexy mahogany finish.
How did the school afford it? I wonder. It had to be at least $100,000.
At least.
A piano.
What are you doing? Do you know how to play?
I don't play very often, so I'm not that good. Just kidding.
Wow, that was amazing. The aura of your musicality was so potent, it impregnated me. That was amazing.
No, it wasn't. Do you play?
Only a little.
Then please, go ahead. Sit down. I want to hear you play.
Oh, okay. It's not very hard, but it's soothing. It's so meditative. It helps me think. It helps me think. I don't play as much as I want.
No, it was great. You don't need flashy technique to move people.
I'm not.
Look, if you don't think you're any good, I can teach you. You definitely have feeling. Soul and passion.
Really?
Of course, why would I lie to you?
You began teaching me.
You were a good student.
I loved it.
It was hard at first, but
There now existed something that connected both of us. Little lessons you gave has sewn our souls together.
quite dramatic. Did it really?
That was the height of our relationship, I think.
It probably was.
As the lessons progressed, the rest of the school year flew by. I remember you were at the top of your class.
No, it wasn't.
Well, you probably got that A- so you didn't have to do a valedictory speech. Don't deny it.
What would I have done? Given an uplifting farewell speech in broken English? Did you want me to embarrass myself?
Yes.
Putra Giska?
Thank you.
I got into university anyway.
Stanford is a great university.
One of the best in the world. At least the best in California.
I agree.
But before I left, there was still summer.
Thank you. Let's try. Let's try side 4. Let's try side 4. Actually, let's try side 1.
So for the overlapping part where it says Nini and Ate, is it like,
So it's like a translation kind of thing.
okay.
So Ate would say, "I'm sorry, just bear with me" in Tagalog, and then Nenet would translate. But we can. Well, let's try that. And
Like just in English?
in
or-
English. We'll just try
okay.
it in English, and I'll translate.
Because I'm like, I would read this, but.
Yeah. Do you remember the? I'll start.
Sorry.
Do you remember the first day of our first year together in high school? In French class, out there?
Yes, I remember.
We were just standing there, detached, staring at the floor. The teacher was standing next to you, buoyant, her hands were to your shoulders like you, holding you like a specimen, or more like an oddity. Remember?
Yes.
She was like this. "Hey class, we have a new student this year. She comes all the way from the Philippines, and she's new here, and well, I'll let her speak for herself. Why don't you say bonjour to your camaraderie?" I sat there watching, waiting for you to answer, but I didn't think you were going to answer. I knew you weren't going to answer. I knew I had to do something. I'll translate.
I'm sorry. Just bear with me. My English isn't very good.
I'm sorry. Please bear with me. My English is not really good.
I was born and raised there in the Philippines, but they use English there, but not really. So I can understand all of you.
I was born and raised there, but they use English there too. But not really. So I can understand all of you.
We're sisters. I'm older, about a year.
I don't think they need to know that.
Our mother and father, when we were small, they separated because our mother, there was an opportunity.
Her mother and father separated when she was younger, and there was an opportunity for her in America.
She went to America with her while I stayed in the Philippines.
She went to
with
the
my father.
Philippines. Oh wait, sorry. Sorry, I was reading it, sorry.
She went to America with her while I stayed with my father in the Philippines, and we waited there.
She went to the Philippines while she stayed along with her father in the Philippines, wanting to rejoin her here. I think that's enough.
We met.
She cut you off again.
We stood there in front of the class.
Yes.
It was a little embarrassing. You couldn't wait to sit back down.
Yes. Well, it didn't matter whether or not you could speak English or not. As for the rest of the class semester, she insisted on teaching French entirely in French.
No, it didn't. You know, even though you pretended that we weren't sisters, it meant a lot to me.
What did?
When you got up there and translated for me.
I didn't want you to embarrass yourself up there. Though I ended up embarrassing myself too.
Still.
My reasons weren't all noble, but I'm glad it meant something to you. Okay. Let's do the last slide. Yeah, I remember the days we escaped during the searing summer heat, veiled in the shadows of that big-ass tree at the park. We could sit there at peace, passing time like talking about books.
Movies.
Existentialism?
Philosophy.
Politics.
I hate politics.
And as the daylight died and the sun gave way to the stars, children and their parents, dogs, fellows, were led away to their well-lit homes like moths. That's when those hooligans came out.
That's when we left too. The first time around, they tried to flirt with us.
Yeah, the pleasures and peace that the park brought us didn't last all day. The best things in life are the most transient and exhaustible things.
That isn't dramatic.
It wasn't that bad. That's when you taught me piano.
You advanced quite a bit. You did very well that summer.
Yeah. So that was our summer at the park. Then at home at the piano.
Yeah. Mom, Pa liked how much time we were spending with each other.
We were very happy we had each other. But Summer was a brief visitor. As soon as it had arrived at our doorstep, it had already left.
Our last day.
Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
It was under that big ass tree again.
Do you have to say it like that?
It was a big ass tree.
Alright.
Summer heat left its vestiges on the scorched earth.
Here we go.
But that was all that's left of it. The day was mild, a cool breeze ruffled the canopy of leaves above us, and an echolalia of children.
So they were crazy?
Laughter ringed in our ears, filled with longing for this summer to just be a little longer.
I longed for the same thing.
It's been busy, hasn't it?
Yes, so much packing. I'm not even halfway done. It feels like when I left the Philippines, like I'm leaving home again.
Oh, sorry. For this part, there isn't stage directions, but it's a flashback.
Okay.
So let's take it back from it's been busy, hasn't it?
It's been busy.
Yeah. Oh, for my line, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, what part was the flashback?
Just so much packing.
Okay, so it's like a different tone.
Yeah.
Like the whimsical.
So yeah, it's a flashback.
Serious, okay.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. I don't. It might. We can play. Let's play a serious.
Okay.
And then we can go on it and see where it goes.
Okay.
Okay. It's been busy, hasn't it?
Yeah. So much packing. I'm not even halfway done. It feels like when I left for the Philippines. When I left the Philippines. Like I'm leaving home again.
I'm going to miss you. You know that, right?
I do. And I'll miss you too. You know that, right?
I do.
I now pronounce this wife and wife.
That's not legal here.
And it shouldn't. Gay marriage will ruin the foundation of our society.
I thought you hated being tough in politics.
Ha, I was just being polemic.
I don't know what I'm going to do when you're gone. You're going to make me lonesome when you go.
Bob Dylan.
Correct.
I have song lyrics for you as well. Basta tayo magkasama, merong laging umaga kay ganda.
I thought I loved cheese.
Separate in body, but we'll be together in our thoughts.
Be glad I'm not lactose intolerant.
I'm serious.
Kidding. Sorry. I'll think of you. Always.
You wanna help me pack?
Of course.
You were so adorable that night. In the midst of packing, you broke into a melodramatic bit.
Please don't leave. I'll die without you.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I'll do anything. Our souls are one. Bound by the truest and most sincere of affections, I'll venture forth into the heavens, slay the gods that conspire to dissever us. I'll leap into hell, punch Satan himself in the dick for you. I'll move the stars and write you a love letter in the sky. I'll kill a man. Don't leave. You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
I'm not Lisa.
I went on like that for a few more times, but I was cooed by the promises of emails and text messages.
It's the 21st century.
Then the day came, you left. Suddenly we were apart for the first time.